Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford, Paddock. I am Adam McKola. He is Joseph Smith, and we are uncensored today. We're always uncensored, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're particularly uncensored today.
I'm starting to regret the name of this show.
Why?
Because it suggests we're censored otherwise.
Yeah, we are. Jay
It's
censors us.
It's like, you know, when the idiots like Tommy Robinson and that go, my free speech, and they put their pictures of them with a gaffer tape on their mouth.
You can't say anything these days by Adam McKola and Joe Smith.
Yeah, we should do that, actually.
Yeah, and just take the piss.
Make those pictures with gaffer tape?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's do it.
Victim written on it. How are you anyway?
I'm all right.
It's not been a great few days, has it, for United?
No, it hasn't. I'm not overly worried. Although it could get squeaky between now and the end of the season. Ideally, I wanted us to, at the very least, not lose that game against Newcastle, but winning the game would have put us in a strong position. And you know, when it comes to those weeks where we have got the semi-final and you can take it a little bit easier in those league games, or you can afford to rest one or two. Now we can't. But given the fixtures that we've got coming up, we should be okay. Yeah. Although now we're going to play a Chelsea with a new manager potentially.
We keep doing that. We got Villa with a new manager. We got, in Europe we got a team with a new manager as well. We're about to have Sevilla with a new manager. We keep playing teams with new managers. It's not fair.
Then we also played Lampard's Everton and drew.
Okay, well on that, in terms of movement, progress, next season, we want these games to come, but we don't want to be in this tricky position that we're in now. Laurie Whitwell at The Athletic, about as reliable as it gets, friend of the channel, very good journalist. He has written an article that has basically gone
loves a night out.
He loves a night out,
He loves a night out. Me and Laurie in America.
It's going to be great,
It's going to be elite, you know.
He's written an article basically detailing and revealing United's transfer targets for the summer. So he said that Eric Ten Hag is sold on Harry Kane as the first choice centre-forward target this summer, but there are major doubts that Daniel Levy will sanction a sale. Kane focusing on the Champions League with Tottenham, of course he is. United assessing viability. But a few crucial points from this, and what I want to go through is, he's mentioned 3 positions that United need a player in. And we've talked about what we'd like in the past, but now we've got specific details of what United want.
On Champions League. They're not in the Champions League anymore.
On qualifying.
Oh, sorry.
On getting the Champions League, yeah. So United's summer priority targets are as follows. Number 1, striker. Number 2, midfielder in the style of a number 8. I don't know what that means. Like it's been sort of...
Like a fat man.
Yeah, but in the style of a number 8.
Okay.
And number 3 is an attacking right back. So we're going to both give, and I want you to at home as well, give who you want in those positions. Because we're sort of crystallising what is going to be our transfer wish list this summer. I've never noticed how much you
speak with your hands.
It's a gesticulation that
Italian,
I simply cannot ignore.
Indians do it as well.
Do they?
Speak with their hands.
Yeah, I like talking with my hands.
Bus. Finish.
I like that.
Done.
Ending with a sort of like something you could balance something on. Yeah. It's a quite nice little flourish. Yeah. I like that. And a few other points in this article. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has done well in the second part of the season, but United will listen to offers in the summer should there be interest in him. Work is being done to assess whether the Kane transfer is achievable, both as far as Spurs and Kane are concerned, because obviously there's, we know Kane
we need to know.
To leave.
Look, I'm torn on Harry. Harry Kane's clearly a world-class goal scorer.
Yeah.
I'm torn on him.
Okay.
Whether, has the time gone? Right. Should we have just got him 3-4 years ago, and has that time passed?
Okay.
Although I know kind of Van Persie, you could potentially get 2-3 years out of him like that. Is he the loser? Yeah. And it sounds mental to say that about someone that scores all those goals. I understand he's a world-class striker. But
do you know something I would say about Kane? I know what you mean.
Is he that?
He's not a Zlatan. He's not a Drogba. He's not one of those players that you just put him in a final, you put him in a semi-final, and you know they're going to drag you to a win. He isn't yet. But all it takes is a Casemiro, a Varane, maybe one more next to him or around him, Rashford, if he can win a couple more trophies this season, where you've got players that going into that final can make up for the fact that for now, Harry Kane isn't confident he's going to win trophies.
If we signed him, I'd be buzzing.
Yeah.
But there is that. Do you opt for the younger option in the Osimhen, the Ivan Toney, that kind of area?
So Whitwell's saying about other possible targets. So as we've spoken about before,
is Toney actually a target?
No, not in this list. So he said that Napoli's Victor Osimhen, Benfica's Goncalo Ramos, and Brighton's Gonçalo Ramos, and Brighton and Hove Albion's Evan Ferguson. They're the 3 mentioned there.
Why are we not in for Ivan Toney, man?
Is it? Do you think it is just as simple as what is it like 2,000 bets that?
No, it's not. It's
you don't
not
think that's
that.
an issue? He could
Even
be banned
Southgate's still pitching for
for
England.
months and years, though.
Maybe if that's clarified before the end of the season, you might see a bit of. But then you use that to your advantage and get a knockdown price on him. I'd love.
Yeah, what are the odds on that?
Because Osimhen, amazing striker, unproven in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that unknown there.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to spend, like, Napoli don't let people go for cheap.
No. It's 100 million minimum, isn't it?
Yeah, and that makes me feel uneasy.
Yeah. Or queasy.
Yeah, if I'm torn between Harry Kane and Osimhen, if it came down to Osimhen or Tony, I'd go Tony.
Really? But
am I stupid?
I think you're stupid. I think Ivan Toney's a good on this point. Generally, world class mind, but on this, Ivan Toney's 27, so he's not like a kid. Do you know what I mean? He's someone that's about as good as he's ever going to be. He's had multiple seasons in the Premier League where he's averaging 15 goals or so, if that. Like that's okay, but that's like
plays for Brentford.
No, I know, but I don't know. You look at certain players like Lukaku scored a load of goals for Everton. It didn't work for United. Like, but then you can have someone who doesn't.
Tony's a better footballer than us.
He's much better football. I'm not saying they're the same type of player, but what I mean is you don't always score more goals for a better team. Sometimes you just score 24 goals a season wherever you're at. And maybe, 17, 18 goals a season for Brentford, he would come to United and get 17, 18 goals, which is all right. But that's the minimum you're getting from Kane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's right. Maybe Harry. Yeah.
I just want to give you some.
I also look with Harry Kane. All this chat that we're debating right now.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's probably the best option if you're having to spend. Because even Tony would probably cost 60, 78 million, right?
Yeah.
Pound for pound, Harry Kane probably makes more sense than anyone. But they're going to mess you about. You aren't going to get that done by the start of pre-season.
Well, that's the other talk, isn't it? That we want it done before we fly out to America, which is mid to late July.
And then you've got to have the ownership situation sorted before then. This summer could, if we don't get, fingers crossed it happens in the next month and it's done and it's not even an issue in the summer.
Yeah.
But if that drags on to June, you then got new owners having to come in.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
It's quite a delicate summer, this, isn't it? Where if United act like we have for the last 10 years, we could easily get to the end of August and be like, oh, we weren't focusing on that. We've got one player, we've got a lone player in, and we still need two more.
I reckon, though, you've got the security of the manager.
Yeah.
And he will be speaking to people. He'll have plans.
He'll insist on certain things.
This might be a case where we're going, right, find out Kane's availability. Is it legit? Find out Frankie de Jong's availability.
Yeah.
Is it legit? Can we get these players? If not, let's move on and learn from the past. But you say that, and it's like I'd say that now. Like, let's say this is Football Manager. But if I go to Frankie de Jong and say, do you want to come? And he's umming and ahhing and Barcelona are open selling, I wait around for him.
I know, that's the thing.
Like,
you can't not. What else are you going to do?
Because it's class.
Yeah.
I'd rather us spend 100 mil on Frankie de Jong than 120 mil on Jude Bellingham.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to strike in midfield in a sec, but just on that, he says United are still bruised from the Frankie de Jong saga last summer and do not want to get drawn into another prolonged pursuit. That's talking about Kane. And work is being done to assess whether the transfer is achievable, both as far as Spurs and Kane are concerned, like I said before. So that work is being done. Those little oh, do you fancy it, Harry? What are you thinking? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I think in terms of strikers, just a couple of stats. Gonzalo Ramos this season, 37 appearances, 25 goals, 10 assists, which is very good numbers. 17 goals in 22 games in the Portuguese league, which is excellent. And he's a 21-year-old. I think he's going under the radar a little bit because, I don't know, because he kind of had his big show in the World Cup, didn't he? Coming in for Ronaldo, scoring that hat-trick. And since then, people have gone, yeah, I'm a bit bored of that now. But those are excellent numbers. Like, in a league, obviously it's maybe not comparable to Serie A, but they're not far apart, are they? The Portuguese league and the Italian league
as well.
Yeah,
we've got a good record with players from.
It's a really good league record. Like we did this on the podcast the other day. But if you look at Benfica's biggest sales, some of them are mental, but none of them have been like failures. None of them have been awful. Even the ones like João Felix, where Atletico overpaid, they've still got a very good player for that.
Felix is class.
Yeah, Felix is a class player, but they sell their players for a lot of money. but they're never like, oh my God, he can't get a game. Except Renato Sanchez was one where you could maybe say that, but even he's come back and won the league in
France.
France since,
yeah.
So it tends to have a good record coming from there, especially Benfica. But he doesn't have that like excitement factor that Osimhen's got, or that reliability.
He would if you signed him.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, you would. I think any young striker, you sign a striker, you get excited, don't you?
Yeah.
You just, what could happen?
Because they could be the focal
next
point
Rude.
of the team.
He could be the next. You know, it's hard to find that. But when we bought Rude, I didn't think this guy's going to be as good as he's going to be. 150 goals in 200 games or whatever. You know, you didn't assume that would happen. He had Rude when we signed him. Him and Luke Nillis had a great partnership. The year we won the treble, I think, him and Luke Nillis had an amazing partnership. And I think outside of Cole and York, they were the highest scoring partnership in Europe that year. Luke Nillis went Villa. Broke his leg. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that?
Well, I was only 7.
So, like, Luke Nillis went in for a tackle and then, like, imagine that's the front of your leg, that's your boot.
Yeah.
And it snapped from there and his leg carried on coming forward.
Flappers.
Yeah, flapped it.
Was that at Villa or before?
At Villa Park. So he's in his first game for Villa or something. Or check what game that was, Ethan, when Luke Nillis busted his leg. And then, did you watch Van Nistelrooy on overlap, by the way?
I was just going to bring that up. I want to talk to you.
So
amazing.
Good.
How good is it?
Gary Neville finally got someone good on the overlap.
Yeah. Rather than us. It was so good.
Yeah, that was a dig at us, not whoever else is
Josh
on the
Denzel.
Yeah. No, I meant like the interviews.
Oh, right.
But yeah.
Sorry, Josh. It was so good.
It was so good. But Rude gets injured, comes like... we didn't expect Rude to be that good, is what my point was at the start.
Yeah. But also the thing with Van Nistelrooy is, he says on there, he used to be an attacking midfielder, he was like a number 10. And then he became a striker. And the thing I love is, when you think of Ruud van Nistelrooy, you think clinical, relatively sort of emotionless... Tunnel vision goal scorer. He said that he basically... decided to play a character. That's not really him. He's much more open. He
said, I'm not that kind of... That's not my idea of football.
Yeah.
And I love that because he kind of needs to be that. Imagine being a selfish kind of individual. I think strikers possibly make the worst managers.
Yeah.
Possibly. Because, you know, they're just selfish. They think about themselves. They're very individualistic. And to hear him talk about that was really... weird, but I love that overlap. I love Ruud van Nistelrooy. Yeah,
me too. He's one of my favourite
players. The overlap with Ruud van Nistelrooy was almost as good as Paddock with Andy Cole.
Yeah, check that out if you haven't already. Gonzalo or Gonçalo Ramos could easily, maybe not with Van Nistelrooy levels, but like
if we do sign him, you're going to have to decide what you're going to call him.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this. You're saying both at the same time.
Yeah.
What do you want to call him?
I want to call him what his name is.
Let's ask you.
But there's a little if you look at his name, there's a little sort of number 5 underneath the C.
Yeah, it's an
and
accent.
That's putting a little accent.
But I don't know. An umlaut?
No, that's the little. That's the little
German one.
The little hat on the German O. But I don't know whether that makes it Charlo or Salo or Carlo.
Gonçalo. I think Gonçalo. Say, I've got something here, so we're gonna find out right now.
So I'm gonna guess that it's
Adds on everything, man.
Gonçalo Ramos.
Goncalo. It's definitely not Goncalo.
It's Portuguese, so it's not going to be Gonçalo.
There's a
yeah, it could be a ch.
I reckon there's a ch in there. Right, we got it. You ready?
Play it into the mic.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this Portuguese football player, as well as how to say more confusing names from football, like this one too many people mispronounce. Stay tuned.
Hurry up and say it, bro.
In Portuguese, it said something along the lines of Gonçalo.
It's Gonçalo. It's Gonçalo!
He's a fraud. He's a massive fraud.
The one thing we didn't think he could be.
This geezer ain't even Portuguese, bruv.
He says in Portuguese.
He spoke too long. I don't trust him.
What does that mean? The Portuguese are succinct. So it can't be Portuguese. Gonçalo, man.
So he said it like a Z.
Gonçalo. Oh, I like that.
I think it's Gonçalo.
Okay, well, ignore that then. He brought that up to make me look bad. It made you look bad. and he's just rejected it on that basis.
At least twice.
So you're picking one striker. United's number one priority this summer is a striker. Who are you picking? Spring has sprung, and our friends over at Manscaped, the global leader in below-the-belt grooming, have got the perfect tools for some spring cleaning in your pants. Trust me, your confidence will be blooming like the flowers when you join over 8 million other men in trying Manscaped. And you can get 20% off and free shipping using our code Paddock20 at manscaped.com. Now, the link to that is in the description. You've got that. That's safe. But let's get into the details. I use Manscaped today, this afternoon, to get me poolside fresh. I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to get into the gritty details, but all you need to know is, do you know that sound that your shoe makes on a basketball court? That's what sound I make when I rub my smooth body. It's squeaking, it's peaking, yeah? It sounds like 12 men going at it in a sports hall. Yeah, and that is all thanks to Manscaped. And it's all down to the Performance Package 4.0. Now, what do you get in the Performance Package? You get the Lawnmower 4.0. This is your A to Z trimmer. This is doing the works. Multiple different lengths, multiple different guards. If there's a light on there, multifunction on-off switch. You can also lock it so you can put it in your luggage without worrying about it turning on when you're putting things in the overhead locker. Do you know what I mean? No one wants a weird buzzing sound inside the plane. People think that your sex toys are going off. No one wants that. And you won't have to worry about that with Manscaped. Also, they've got the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. We've got the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant Crop Reviver Toner to make sure that the boys are keeping going throughout the whole day. Lovely scents, lovely smells, little Linctus, little powders here, there and everywhere, making sure that your boys are looked after in a way you could never have dreamed of until now. And the other great thing about the Lawnmower 4.0 is the advanced skin-safe technology, which means, I'll be honest, compared to other trimmers that I've used, where sometimes my boys are looking like a punch bag down there by the time I'm done, you do not have to worry about that with Manscaped. It's also waterproof, so you can clean it easily, and you can do it in the shower or in the bath or scuba diving on holiday in Marrakesh, like I might be doing, if you want to. And also, if you order now, you get 2 free special gifts. You get the Performance Boxers, which are phenomenal in the gym, wicking sweat away, you know how it works. And also the Shed travel bag, which means you can look like your favourite footballer getting off the coach arriving at Old Trafford for the big game. And all you have to do to get all of that with 20% off and free shipping is use our code Paddock20 at checkout to get 20% off and free shipping. That is Paddock20 at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. And I'll give you some figures, some rough figures. Harry Kane's going to cost you 110, Osimhen 130. We'll go Gonzalo or Gonzalo Ramos. We're talking 75.
Look, my 3 choices are Harry Kane, Osimhen, and Tony.
In that order?
No. I'm torn between Harry Kane and Osimhen. Harry Kane.
There we go. Right, number 2, a midfielder in the style of a number 8, according to Laurie Whitwell.
Frankie de Jong.
Just blanket, done, no further questions.
I want Frankie. A lot of people talking about Jude Bellingham. I think Jude Bellingham is a huge talent. I'd love him at Man United.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's what we need right now, although he'd be a great addition and he'd be a great partner for Casemiro. But the price tag scares me with Bellingham. And you know that, like, buying an English player for big money. Did you just fart?
It says uncensored, not uncentered. I can fart all I want.
No, but I was just clarifying. Did you just fart?
No.
Yeah,
shit.
Caught! Yeah, just make sure. That's what we're talking about? Yeah, Jude Bellingham.
Rude Smellingham that I've just put out there. Can I just remind you of something with Jude Bellingham? I know that people, you're annoyed at people comparing...
Bellingham.
I know you know that people comparing him to Brian Robson and all that. Can I just remind you again?
Who was that? I can't
remember. You brought it
Who's
up.
that? Bring him to me.
He's 19.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Which is unbelievable.
He's an amazing footballer.
Name me another
very
midfielder
good
in the world who's as good as him.
Chouameni, Camavinga.
Oh, I don't know if there are.
They are. I'd take Camavinga over Jude Bellingham.
Would you?
And this is what I mean. Someone the other day said to me, he's top 5 midfielders in the world. I'm like, brother, are you crazy, bro? He's probably not even top 10. No, in fact, he's not top 10. I think we just need to calm down. I'd love Jude Bellingham at Man United.
Right.
But for the price and everything, it does scare me a little bit. And imagine him coming and just having a bad 6 months. You got all the press on his back. This, that, and it's just... Oh, it scares me a little bit. Look what they're talking about Anthony, and Anthony scored 7-8 goals.
Yeah.
Put that on an English player.
Can I?
Look at the pressure that's on Sancho.
Yeah. Can I just ask you a question about Jude Bellingham? Do you feel a sense of protectiveness over him because he's from your neck of the woods? He's a Birmingham boy, Stourbridge lad.
I get proud of people that come from Birmingham and do really well.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him for that.
Would it hurt you more to see him criticised than a Sancho or a Luke Shaw or whatever?
If you played for Man United, yes.
That's what I mean.
But not if you played for Liverpool or
City. No, but I mean if he came to United and was taking the piss out of him, ridiculed.
He's the same as everyone else.
Okay.
It'd be great to see. When was it? Has a Brummy ever played for Man United?
Yeah, there must have been. Let's have a look. But you don't think he's ready
Lee Sharp. He's not Brummy though, is he? He's from Cannock. He's from like Dudley, Cannock sides. Lee Sharp is. But Lee Sharp's quite close. I don't think there was anyone else.
I can't find it. I mean, it's hard because if you put Man United Birmingham, you just get games where we play Birmingham. So
you just get me.
Ethan's on that. So you're still saying not Jude Bellingham. You're still saying Frankie de Jong. I've got a list here of 7 midfielders United could sign.
I could have been the first Brummy to play for Man United.
You could have been if you were good enough. So here's a list. I just want a quick yes or no, and then we'll go back into. I want to talk about. Again, if you were good enough. Jude Bellingham, yes or no?
I was good enough. Just the right person never saw me at the right time.
Yeah, that's true.
The wrong people saw me at the wrong time.
Jude Bellingham, you think he's good enough, but you don't want him?
I do want him. He'd be in a list of midfielders that I want. But Frankie de Jong will be above him.
Declan Rice. Constantly linked. Looking like we might be able to get him a slightly cheaper from West Ham as well.
But if West Ham go down, go get him.
Yeah. 60, 70 million. It's not bad.
I like Declan Rice. I think he's a very good, intelligent footballer. He's someone that I wrote off quite early in his career. And yeah, he's a very good player. If it was Frankie de Jong, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice in that order.
Okay. Ruben Neves.
I would like us to sign one of those bracket of midfielders I've just said, and a cheaper, like Ruben Neves, Sabitzer, someone like that. Keep them
on that list then. So Sabitzer, Ruben Neves, Yuri Tielemans. Out of those three, who you liking? Is that maybe like a second 15 to 20 million purchase?
Neves or Sabitzer.
Okay. Tielemans is
a good footballer, but is there a question about his work ethic?
Yeah, there has been questions about that,
because he hasn't always started for Leicester, do you know what I mean? And I'd assume that's not based on talent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you think there's a chance we get de Jong? Because the last summer, I think a lot of United fans will be, and obviously, if we get him, it doesn't matter whether the fans were slightly jaded or whatever, but a lot of United fans will go, oh, not again, after last year.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I
don't get emotionally attached to transfers. I've had my heart broken a lot over the years and that. What was the question?
Do you think there's a chance we get de Jong?
Yeah. Sorry, I got lost track there. Yes, I do think there's a chance.
You got lost in my eyes, didn't you?
Yeah.
Also.
Got lost in my own eyes at the screen. I was just looking at myself. Yes, I think there's a chance to sign Frankie de Jong. When you look at Barcelona and what's going on there, look, they might not even be able to register Javi.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Which is mental. They usually move things around, like sell one big player to bring in another big player, and then you move the FFP thing down another year. You know what I mean? So I can see them doing that, and if they do that, you need to raise funds. But Frankie's probably the one.
But we were sort of promised that meltdown last year, and instead of them doing that, they signed Lewandowski and they signed X, Y, and Z, didn't they?
They want, they're going to want to keep Javi. If that's the case, then maybe there's an opportunity for Frankie de Jong. I think Frankie de Jong would rather stay at Barcelona. I think he enjoys it there.
Does that bother you?
No, because Barcelona's a great city. Barcelona's a fantastic football team. Not everyone wants to live in England, but he may also have in his head, I'll do 3 years, 4 years here, then I'll go play in the Premier League. Because I think he will want to play in the Premier League. It's just maybe a matter of timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
He also may be thinking, if I can get these to just cancel my contract, they're saying, I get big pay.
Big sign-on bonus and all that.
Get to the end of my contract or whatever, signing on bonus. I think a lot of players will be thinking about them things now.
Yeah.
When you see players moving on for big money. Like if you look at the people were criticising Jesse Lingard's wage at Forest. That wage was bearing in mind they didn't have to pay a transfer fee for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a similar thing to what we did with Sanchez, wasn't it? Where it's like, we're not paying for him, so we'll give him 400 grand a week.
Yeah.
And then De Gea went, I want that, because I'm actually our best player.
Yeah, and De Gea, by the way, I thought he made some incredible saves against Newcastle, but if those are our priorities, I think a goalkeeper should be our priority.
Well, the next one.
We have to challenge him.
Yeah.
We have to
He needs
challenge
someone
David De Gea.
where he goes, if I'm not...
Look, them saves were out of this world, but then he puts Varane, I think for one of the goals, he put Varane under pressure. Like, he just doesn't appreciate, bro, I'm fucking, play what, no level ever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't appreciate passing. Like, bro, the weight of your pass is important. If you put more on a pass, the defender might have more of a chance to push it out of his feet. There's a bit, plays it into people's feet. It's stuck under their feet, bro.
Yeah.
Like, use your brain sometimes. Like, what are you doing? Don't make sense. So we need to challenge David De Gea. And the fact that we seem happy to keep him is worrying me, because that probably suggests there's no money there to bring in a goalkeeper.
Well, the third one is an attacking right back, like we said. Wan-Bissaka done well in the second part of the season, according to Laurie Whitwell. But United will listen to offers in the summer should there be interest in him.
I don't think we'll have huge amounts of money to spend here, You're looking at...
Do you want me to give you a little list of potential options that we've got here?
Is Pereira on it from Leicester?
No.
I think, especially if they go down, with us having Diogo Dalot, maybe getting 20 million for Wan-Bissaka. If we're lucky, probably go out on loan.
Yeah.
Your options are going to be minimal for a right back.
Yeah.
Maybe you bring Ethan Laird back.
Yeah.
But Pereira, for me, could be a possible option.
Well, we've got a list here that starts with Jeremy Frimpong.
Good sign. It would be a good signing.
Yeah. It was in City's academy with Jadon Sancho, which is an interesting stat. Plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Very attacking fullback, like we said. That's what we fancy. Very attacking fullback, good on the ball. The only risk with him is he more attacking than anything else? Is he going to leave us sort of wanting at the back? He's quite small, quite lightweight, not a particularly sort of robust.
But that's where
fullback.
Getting that midfield sorted is important as
well. But yeah, you a fan of this?
Sorry, what?
Fan of Frimpong?
Yeah, I can't say I've watched loads of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, he'd tick those boxes, wouldn't he?
Denzel Dumfries is another one. 26-year-old.
Probably edge towards...
Slightly more physical.
I've got no preference between those.
Physically stronger kind of right back. Decent numbers. He's got 6 assists this season. I think he got 6 or 7 assists last season as well. So he's chipping in. But Wan-Bissaka's had 6 and 7 assists season. So it's not as though that's necessarily an indicator that he's a top class right back. But decent player, filled in for Hakimi.
Tellez was at about 20 when he was going to join him. We thought we were buzzing.
Yeah, exactly. He was taking free kicks and penalties and all sorts for Porto, wasn't he, Tellez? He was like their captain Marvel. And then he comes to us and can't get a game. Malo Gusto. Leon fullback.
I'm not going to pretend I have a clue.
Okay, Van der Sar.
Van der Sar?
No, not Van der Sar. Van der Sar. I'm not saying him. Do you think we need another fullback?
Yes.
Who are you selling out of Dalot and Wan-Bissaka? And why do you think it's always Wan-Bissaka that's talked about as going? Do you think it's just because you get more money for him?
I think Dalot being a better footballer just helps everybody.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka is a great defender. He's not a very good footballer. It's like Maguire. Sometimes he's okay defender. You're not a great footballer, bro. And I know Wan-Bissaka's been working on those things, but Dalot is much more naturally. Like if you make Dalot a better defender, he's a very good fullback. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd stick with Dalot.
Aren't you going to Dublin this week?
Tomorrow.
What are you doing?
Can't wait. Going to play some poker. It's the Irish Open. Shout out to PokerStars sending us there.
So is that its own like league?
So it's a huge...
What is this?
So the Irish Open will have a main event, which is the Irish Open.
Is that what you're in?
I'm entering that.
Jesus.
But it's not just one tournament that's on. There'll be like loads of tournaments spread out over the week.
Yeah.
So I'm entering a tournament on Tuesday, tournament on Wednesday, and then I'll play the main on Thursday or Friday, depending on how I get on in those.
Do you have to like qualify like in golf where you make the
No,
cut?
you just pay your entry and get in.
Simple stuff these days, isn't it?
But Polestar send us, so I'm in a fortunate position of
what else you doing while
having
you're in
some
Dublin?
entries. I will be. I love Ireland.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm half Irish, so I'm gonna go over there and I like to. Like my nan used to tell me about the history of Ireland and all those kind of things. So I like to go and see more of that. Reminds me of her and that.
That's nice.
Like last time I went to the Kilmarnock jail.
What's
I
that?
think it's called. Have you ever seen In the Name of Our Father?
No.
It's the jail used in that film. But it was like a jail where they used to keep, when the pesky British went over there,
Yeah.
used to keep all the Irish and that. But it's like a historic jail, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I went there last time. So yeah, do that. Have
See
some
a little bit
Guinness.
more of the city.
Because I'm actually I like Guinness, so
Yeah.
it's not just, I'm in Dublin. It's expensive though in Dublin.
It is expensive.
It's
It's like
expensive
London
in
prices,
Dublin.
isn't it?
It's like because when we went
genuinely
over for the
expensive.
show, you stayed, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's
Yeah.
expensive.
Like a
in
night out,
Dublin,
you're
bro.
looking at like anywhere between £5 and £7 for a pint.
Yeah, it's
depending on where you are.
more than £5.
Yeah.
They see you coming.
I know.
They
I always
see you
think that. I
coming.
think.
You know where else is a good night out? I'd like us to do a live show.
Where?
Edinburgh.
Yeah, I love Edinburgh.
Really fucking great city.
Yeah, it's really good.
I
I like those cities that have just decided that we're just going to stay small. Like, they can't. You're not allowed a building that's higher than the cathedral or the castle, whatever it is. So the whole city is just small. But
it's
like,
still got that historic feel.
but because of that, it's never going to be like a sort of world superpower of a city. But they're sort of happy with that, and they're just keeping it as it is. Like Manchester, you look how many you're flying in at Manchester Airport. There's so many red lights on the tops of buildings because they're tall enough that planes are worried about them. There's none of that in Edinburgh. They don't even need a light on it. I like cities where they've just gone, we're never going to be massive.
I like
here's what
places
we do.
like that as well, where the buildings are still what were there back in the day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, so I love a lot of the old, like, you know, the Victorian style houses and that as well.
yeah.
Like, a lot of them are getting turned into flats and shit these days. But you look at them and they're such nice buildings, high ceilings.
Just
and that.
crisp
You go into some of
buildings,
these
innit?
new builds nowadays,
I know.
they're like, they feel.
You
You've
can't
lived in an
imagine-
apartment, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it
You can't
doesn't
imagine
feel
they'll be
like
there
a
in
home,
100
does it?
years.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah.
are. Have you been to Marrakesh?
No, I was supposed to go, funny enough, next weekend.
To Marrakesh?
But we had to cancel it because some of the lads' work shifts got changed.
Honestly.
And
so
unfortunately, my
good.
mates have real jobs.
It's so good.
Yeah, I know.
It's fantastic.
I've heard.
But that's one of those places where there's no like big
Yeah.
buildings and stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. Malta's although
Yeah.
they're building a lot now, Malta's kind of
Yeah.
like, it's got all those white buildings and
Yeah.
all that. I think was it the Gladiator? Star Wars? Something got filmed there. Jurassic Park got filmed
In Malta?
Malta as well, yeah.
Which
One of the
bits?
new ones, yeah. And they're like, they've got like where it was filmed, they've got like a bit of a dinosaur there. That was.
A real one?
Yeah, real.
Just living in that.
In a cage.
How come they keep doing this where they can get like DNA from a mammoth? And then we're all ready for it. We're all waiting for it. Why aren't they cloning
But
it?
you know what I think, yeah?
They did Dolly the sheep.
Do you know you know how they make all these dinosaurs look like massive, like fucking Godzilla and that?
Yeah.
Bro, then when you look at the bones, they look like birds or chickens and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they've just drawn something. It's like our skeleton.
A what?
Skeleton.
Yeah.
In like 200 years time, someone just draw something like random shapes
and the
around
head's
it.
like that.
Yeah.
A lot of fat around
Yeah,
the
like,
skull.
we didn't look
Yeah.
like that.
Pop a horn on it.
Like, yeah, I think most dinosaurs would look more like chickens.
Well, there is genuinely a case that is the truth, isn't it? There's a line of thinking that dinosaurs had feathers.
Yeah.
Like most dinosaurs had feathers,
Yeah,
and
I
they were
think-
more like birds. Like when you look at a T-Rex, people always there's that thing in there
Yeah.
where they think they put the arms on the front, whereas if you put the arms on that way, they're wings.
Yeah.
So it could have easily had little wings.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, this is always the case with archaeology.
Sturdy wings.
I was watching a few things on it. Archaeology,
This is what Uncensored's about.
by its nature, favours civilizations that had stone and metal tools and pottery.
Yeah.
Because wooden tools and people that use like bone and that sort of thing, because it degrades so easily, it doesn't last.
Yeah.
So we could have easily had much bigger civilizations that didn't use stone or
Yeah.
didn't use metal the same way that, you know, later civilizations did. But it's the same with dinosaurs. There could have been a massive one that was just made of fudge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That just melted off and then you never see it again.
Yeah, I do find all that very interesting. I also find I was such one of them idiots in school. Like, how do you know?
How do you know?
Like, well, prove it.
Yeah.
Like, remember when we used to do like William Shakespeare and go, oh, when he wrote this, he meant this. Yeah. How the fuck do you know, bro? Have you spoke to him?
No.
Like, did you get that directly from source?
Yeah.
Maybe he was just buzzing his tits off that day.
Yeah.
Because I heard he used to smoke the reefs.
Yeah, maybe he was messing about. Maybe it's a mistake.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Everything was correct.
Like, why are you saying he made that word up? Maybe it's typo?
Yeah.
Or like, why are you assuming he meant something else? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Assumptions.
Like there could have been in the dinosaur ages a worm that was like
back to dinosaurs,
200 foot long.
Yeah.
But you'd never know. Because
I watched a video the other day.
Go on.
Some geezer pulled a big long.
Was that real?
I saw out of his grass.
It can't have been real. That
was that not real?
I don't think so.
Did I fall for something?
I think it was April Foolage. What do you think to April Fools, by the way?
We're
only 4 days past.
Have you seen that clip of The Office? Who is it from The Office? What's his face?
Jim.
No, the Jim from the English Office.
Oh yeah.
Jim in the English Office is?
Oh my God.
Tim.
Tim. Tim Canterbury.
There's a bit where he goes, it's the wackiness that I hate.
Yeah.
You know, he goes,
yeah.
It's just hate
It's
other people's
awful.
ideas of wackiness.
April Fools is awful.
Get a grip.
It's like, especially in the era of the prank, the sort of TikTok prank. This concept that you can do anything you want to anyone in public, as long as you're filming it, they're not allowed to batter you. And you're like, no. I love those videos where someone jumps out of a green bin and scares someone in a supermarket and they just twat them. You just think, stop it. Look, I'm filming, it's a prank. I don't care. Yeah. You've literally just slapped my girlfriend's arse, or you've pulled my hair, or you've done a piss in my shopping trolley. You need to fuck off anyway. I don't care that it's a prank. You're still getting hit. Yeah. I hate it. And then April Fool's is just a worldwide acceptance
the
of
best
that
April
bullshit.
Fools I ever did.
Oh, you did them?
This was a good one.
Okay.
So we had to go uni or somewhere, and my mate drove there. Yeah. And we were inside like a thing.
Pretend to have a fit.
Like we were in the uni, and we were all had separate appointments, or we all came out at separate times. But he was left in there, and we got given his keys.
Oh no.
So we like moved his car, parked it round the corner, and then just waited for him. And kind of like, oh yeah, let's go to the car and that. And then when we got there, the car weren't there. So he was panicking and that.
What did he do?
Phoning loads of different people. And then when he was on the phone to the police, we were like, all right, this is the time we need to tell him.
Okay, we're messing.
Yeah, so he was like, yeah.
That's all right.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Because he genuinely shit himself.
Yeah.
I hate them ones where like everyone, like you're there and deep down you know it's April Fool and everyone else is looking at you like,
I know, and if you don't go along with it, you're like a knobhead. Yeah. But if you do go along with it, you feel like you've let yourself down. Yeah. Awful. Yeah. I hate it. My niece and nephew, they drew chickenpox on their face, and put it in the Facebook group chat. Oh, we can't come today. We've got chickenpox. My sister started crying because she just read the messages. Like, I was looking forward to seeing them.
Your sister started crying.
Yeah, but she's very emotional.
I mean, bloody hell.
Yeah, she's going Vail shopping.
Vail shopping?
Yeah, for a wedding and that.
Oh,
you know,
for a wake?
You can come to it. Yeah, black one.
Am I coming?
Do you want to?
Am I invited? Can we have a paddock table?
Not as much. You can. We can do like.
See, what just happened there, guys, is Joel went to invite me and then realised I can't invite people to my sister's wedding, and then withdrew it. Hey, see, if it was like an Asian wedding, there's just so many people there that you could just take who you want.
Oh, I'd love to go to that.
Like there's at like a Asian wedding. There's always some random geezer in a tracksuit there that just came last minute. Like just sat on the
he was working
at the table at the back, like so no one could see him. Yeah.
That needs to be me next time.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a really big wedding and just sort of see it all pan out. Do you know one of those like 300-400 people, bad boys?
Next time I get invited to one, I'll bring you.
Will you?
Yeah, mapes.
Guest of honour?
Yeah.
I'm the MC at my sister's wedding. Oh, I'm so excited.
No.
I can't wait.
You're going to make it all about you, aren't you?
Not MC like, I'm not on the decks. I'm just like, we want to take the chairs, the food, this, that, and the other. How are you doing? Lovely dress. Wow, Grandma, you're looking flash
How
today.
many inappropriate jokes are you going to make?
I'm half a dozen, but I'm going to sneak them under the radar a little bit. Give a little wink to the dads. Do you know what I mean? I need to find my tone early on, but I need to wear something outlandish and ballsy, I think, because people need to feel at home with me.
Kilt.
Kilt always works.
Because when you've got your cock and balls out.
Yeah.
No. You know,
here's a thought.
Out. Under it. It's hard to take you seriously.
What about kilt and then a sort of oversized strap on underneath? that every time I crouch down, hangs out.
That's a good idea, that one is. That's a very...
Imagine me actually doing that. Oh, just absolutely massive.
Can you do that?
I can't do it. I'm too scared.
Can you do it for us one day?
Yeah, I'll do it for us. Just wait on a live show.
Yeah.
Come out with a kilt on because you're on the stage. People can just see it.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That's funny, that.
We're going to do some more live shows soon, innit?
Yeah, we are. We should be doing
Cork
some
and
on
Dublin,
tour.
apparently.
Yeah.
And on tour. So wherever we end up on tour.
Yeah.
We're here in New York, LA,
San Diego.
Vegas, but only San Diego has been announced
Yeah.
so far.
But it's weird though, like you said, that game against Wrexham, they've already said is going to be for academy.
So I think there will be
sort of-
3 or 4 other ones.
Yeah.
Or
I think there'll be one the day before or after.
Yeah.
For the big boys.
But that means they got to bring 2 squads then, right?
No, I think if you just take like 20 or whatever they normally take.
And then play one team that day and one team
Yeah.
that day.
And maybe give like some of the players 50 minutes and
Plus, this
30 minutes
pre-season will be in Ten Hag's image,
Mm.
not because last season's would have been organised, I imagine, before Ten Hag had a chance to even
Yeah, definitely.
pick the fixtures and all that.
Well, he didn't come in until June, did he?
You know when you make your assistant organise all that?
On Football Manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do that, or do you pick your own friendlies?
No, I'm not doing any of that shit.
I pick the first ones, and then you get a bit bored after a bit.
Yeah. Play Inter Milan.
Once I accidentally arranged friendlies and had that picked, and then there was just like too many friendlies.
Everyone's national. Everyone's 18 pre-season games. A full pre-season season. Yeah, lovely. Right. I think that's all from us today. Make sure you check out Manscaped. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show. The link to that is in the description. Use the code Paddock20 for 20% off.
If you're in
Free
Dublin, come play
shipping.
some poker with me at the Irish Open.
If you're in Dublin, go and check out Adam McKola as well. Hit subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments as well. Now we know who United won. It's a striker. It's a midfielder in the style of a number 8. And it's an attacking right back. Who do you want that fits those criteria?
Also,
Go on.
rewind the video and see if you heard Joe's fart.
Yeah, check that out as well. My rude smellingham that I did earlier in the show. Thank you for joining us. This has been Uncensored. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in a bit.